RBT family, what's the deal? It's your dog, Willie Jack, and we are back. Back, baby, back with more NFL action. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? How's your Wednesday night going? I can't speak for all of y'all, but for your dog, it's definitely Victory Wednesday. You hear me? It's definitely Victory Wednesday for your dog. I hope it's Victory Wednesday for you, unless, of course, your team played my team. But other than that, happy Wednesday to you. How's everybody doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, now, of course, let me outline some ground rules here. All right, everybody here should know the rules. All right, you drop in, holla at the three amigos, like, share, subscribe, drop something in the chat, say what's up to your dog, talk to me. You know I talk back. That's what I'm talking about, man. Come on now. Come on. And of course, I'm sure y'all don't need me to tell y'all, there was a lot going on this weekend. Some awesome games for sure. Then, of course, you know, a little bit of extras in my own game. You know what I mean? There's some little extras going on in my own game, but don't worry about it. We will definitely talk about it and talk about it all for sure. And then, hold on here, matter of fact. While everybody's in here getting comfortable, let me fix something really quick here. There we go. But yeah, so like I said, we had some fireworks, so to say, in Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon. But like I said, we'll get to it in due time. But in the meantime, in between time, make sure y'all drop some in that chat. Holla at them three amigos, tap in with your dog, and we're going to get straight to it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Also, let me know how my lighting. I'm doing something different with the lighting. Let me know if I look a little dark or it's a little whatever. Do your dog a favor, drop something in the chat and let me know. But like I said, other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Matter of fact, where we gonna start? Let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start with Sunday morning's early action, that international game. Of course, if we've been doing these last few weeks, international games come around, you know, they're already on when we start the show. So, you know, we get in here and get busy, do what we got to do. And then toward the end of the show, a lot of times the game is still going on. And so we've been closing out these games together, these international ones, but still do want to recap it. Was another exciting one this past Sunday. Another one that went to overtime as well. I think, 2 or whatever it was. I would say like 2 weeks ago or so, we went to over Colts, got that big win. Jonathan Taylor going crazy overseas. And then now this Miami versus Washington game from Sunday also went into OT. Oh, no, I said Miami. Was it Miami? Hold on now. I tell y'all what, it was Miami and Washington. It was Miami and Washington, 16-13. I'm all over the place right now. I'm losing my mind. I tell you the problem is, somebody drops in the chat and help me dog out. There we go, man. Hey, D-Dot, man. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm all over the place, dog. I'm sitting there trying to get my thoughts together. I'm like, man, wait a minute. That's not the game that I meant to pull up. But, hey, man, what's going on, man? You know what's going on, man. Big Nation Business in the building, man. Hey, you're the perfect one to be the first one in the chat, big dog. Bruh, I know you watched the game Sunday. Bruh. Let me tell you, man. I don't know about you, but as soon as, like, when everything was happening and before everything came out in the replay and we got the explanation and all that, but before all of that, dog, when I see Jalen Ramsey getting into it with Jamar Chase, bruh, after the play, because it was 4th down. Remember? Bro, it was 4th down. the Bengals had faked like they was going to go for it. We didn't jump off sides. So they end up, I can't remember if they either just let the time run out or if they went ahead and called a timeout. But whatever it was, the play's over. They about to punt the ball back. Bruh, then I see Ramsey get into it. What's the name? Then he swung on, buddy. He swings on Chase. I'm losing. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? I'm like, there's no way. There's no way on fourth down when we're about to get the ball back that this happens, that you lose your cool like this, bruh. Because it was the exact next play after they had just got into it. So like they had just got into it, just had this big scrum when Jamar Chase had his hands gripped on his face mask and wouldn't let go. Because that right there, bro, hey man, that'll get you teed up, man. That'll get you teed up. Somebody grab your face mask, and it's hard as hell to break somebody's grip when it really is. It ain't even about them being stronger than you or nothing. If somebody locks in and gets a good grip on your face mask, bro, you know how hard it is to break somebody's wrist? You know what I'm saying? With a death grip. So like, bro, Jalen Ramsey can't get him off his face mask. They finally separate him. So I'm like, yeah, that definitely ain't over with. You know what I'm saying? I knew that definitely wasn't over. But the exact next play on fourth down, they get into it again and he swung on him. Bro, I was losing it. And then I guess after the game, because honestly, I don't even know, bro. I think after like when he swung on dude, when he swung on, I was like, man, that's the only thing I was thinking of. I was like, man, I don't know if he said something wild, crazy about his mama, or he didn't spit on him. It's few things that'll really make you just haul off and just swing on somebody in the middle of the field. Referees was already running in. Like, bro, I was going crazy, dog. I was going crazy. And then, of course, like he gets thrown out the game. So I'm like, come on, bro. First off, we had to move you to safety because the safety play's been so bad. And him moving to safety is what's got the defense back settled down. You know what I'm saying? Like our safety play's been so terrible. The communication back there been so terrible that has really been that weak link. So he got thrown out, bro. I'm telling you, I was losing my mind, dog. Yeah, hey, exactly, bro. I'm so glad it got caught on the camera as well. Because like I said, because it's one of those things where, man, well, these days it should get caught on camera, right? You know what I'm saying? So if it didn't get caught, that'd even been crazy too. But man, I'm telling you, when he said it in the interview and then the footage just started coming out, and then Jamar in the locker room in full hoe mode, man, I ain't never even opened my mouth to that guy. That's what he said. I didn't even open my mouth to that guy. Yo, hoe ass. Now you spitting on boys on the sneak, and you was a hoe about it. Like, come on, man. And also, here's the thing as well, dog. I don't know how everybody feels. What you think about the 1-game suspension? Because we've seen this already happen earlier this year. Jalen Carter and Dak, you know what I'm saying? Like that little stuff. Now, it was on the very first, it was like right before the first snap. So Jalen Carter, they ejected him from the game. So he essentially got suspended right down the spot. They hadn't even played an official snap yet. But I don't know, man. That 1 game really might not be strong enough. Now, for Jamar Chase, because he's getting cashed out, that 1-game suspension for Jamar Chase, bro, that's going to hit him for $500,000. They said his like single game check is like a little over $500,000. So that's a pretty penny for sure. But I don't know if it's strong enough. Because here's the thing about it. And it makes me think about like, because somebody could lose their mind out there. Like Jalen Ramsey was going crazy. But like, imagine if like somebody full-fledged crashed out behind getting spit on. And that's not out the question, though, is the thing about it. It's not even out the question. Somebody spit on you, bro, then you in full-fledged crash mode. Don't nothing matter. Man, what if he just snatched his helmet off and got the wilding on him? Or pulled a Miles Garrett and snatched the boy's helmet off and then went to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything crazy could have happened when that man spit on you. Come on, man. Like, one game might not be strong enough because somebody got to set the tone. Because either they gonna have to like set a strong tone, or somebody gonna be an example, boy. Somebody gonna have to be an example. because that could get ugly. It makes you think about like that Malice in the Palace type of stuff. Imagine like a Malice in the Palace style of Rumble on a football field, though. Like, not even in the stands. Like, imagine if Jalen Ramsey, because he grabbed his face mask and then he stole it. Now, imagine if he grabbed his face mask and ripped it off like Andre Johnson and really went to 10, boy. And then imagine the Bengals players who ran over, they run over in a brawl. You know what I'm saying? Once you see that, and then, of course, the Steelers play run over. Bro, that could have been a 30-person brawl in the middle of the field on live CBS television with 300-pound men. Who's stopping it? Like, how do they stop that? Imagine that would have cracked off into a crazy all-out brawl, bruh. With 30 dudes, everybody on average is 250 pounds. The greatest athletes in the country. What's the common demographic for a referee, bro? Average referee got to be somewhere between 45 and 60, right? Most of them, because they're part-time, most of them in their regular life are lawyers, doctors, you know what I mean? Like, these aren't hard-body guys. Ed Hockley didn't retire. Ed Hockley with the guns, he's gone. He's out of here. Who's pulling 300-pound Cam Hayward off of T. Higgins? And T. Higgins 6'4", 220. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this could get crazy, dog. Boys gotta chill. Boys gotta chill. And I tell you what, man, like, Jalen Ramsey ain't soft at all. He ain't no punk. Like, he ain't one of them. I ain't even saying that. But can you imagine if that was James Harrison? Boy, you don't think James Harrison would have twisted Jamar Chase head around on TV? Man, I'm talking about ring that boy's head around on TV. I'm telling you right now, James Harrison have been out there wilding out. Just, man, look, James Harrison might have sent 3 boys to the morgue. I'm like, it could get bad, bruh. One game might not be enough. I ain't gonna hold you. Because one game ain't gonna be enough. Because ain't no way in the world, if I'd have seen Jalen Ramsey rip off Jamar Chase helmet and get to going crazy, man, the bench clearing. And if I'm the Steelers and I see them clearing, like, we ain't got time to talk about who did what. It's a brawl with 300-pounders, 250, 300-pounders. Yeah, that one game might not be enough, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That one game ain't gonna be enough, bro. I'm telling you. Like, they might have to treat that like, I don't know, bro. It might need, I mean, I don't want to say nothing crazy, though, because at the same time, like, we only got 17 games. You know what I mean? So, like, one game is big. It is. But we only got 17. But, man, it's got anywhere from 2 to 4. I'm thinking realistically, bro, anywhere from 2 to 4, it probably ain't out the question, dog. It probably ain't out the question. Because, like, that has the potential to go crazy. Because the refs, is what? Like 6 referees on the field? All of them upper middle-aged men. You know what I mean? Like, man, they helpless. They food out there. And then I don't know what type of security. I mean, like, what, the officers gonna try to, man, like, man, ain't no way, man. Dog. That's what I'm saying too, bro. Then you was a hoe, but you're already a hoe anyway. But he already got hoe energy anyway. But then the response too, because it's like, if you did it, then man, you gotta own it. But like, man, hey, look, man, like, hey, man, look, boom, boom, boom. He said X, I said Z. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, whatever the reason. I ain't saying it's got to be a good reason, but like, yeah, man, I was in the moment. I did it. In the moment, it was F him. And I did it. Like, you know what I mean? Just something. Salvage a little bit of respect. I don't know. Because it's one thing to do it. It's another thing to, like, throw that rock and hide your hand. That's what he did. Don't throw the rock and hide your hand. Because now I can't respect it. Don't throw your rock and hide your hand. If you're going to throw your rock, man, throw your rock and let it be known. Nah, that was me, bro. I fired on bro. I fired on Buddy. I fired on him. He lost his cool, and we got a penalty. That's what it was. Boom. Whoop-dee-doo. Yeah, I spit on him. Whoop-dee-doo. You know what I mean? Because then, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to agree, but at least now I can respect it in some way. You know what I'm saying? Because you stood on it. But don't throw that rock and hide your hand, man. Hell no. Because now boy, that's weak, man. It's already one thing anyway, but yeah, that's crazy. Miles in the building said, what's going on, Sir Chalet? Have a blessed show as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's and you know what? It was some people talking about, man, he need 2 games, one for doing it and one for lying. I heard people saying that as well. I heard somebody say that also, like, man, he need 2 games. He need one for doing it and one for lying about it. But yeah, one might not be enough, bro. I ain't gonna lie, one might not be enough. And matter of fact, look, me and my dog did have to talk so much, but I might as well go ahead and pull it up real quick. Talk about the game. So we definitely got the dub. Cincinnati comes to Pittsburgh. We get that vengeance right back. We shouldn't have lost the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase, they did their thing that first one. So I was so happy to see it in this one as well that, man, we shut all that down. You know what I mean? We shut all that down. So it wasn't a great game offensively for us, honestly, but the defense did what they needed to do. We got 2 touchdowns off of turnovers forced in the game. Let me see. Kenneth Gainwell had a big day for us, 81 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Darnell Washington, come on, man. I know you've seen Darnell Washington out there running through boys. They scared him. Man, look, Darnell Washington made grown men on television. Darnell Washington had grown men on television running like kids. Man, look. Darnell Washington was out there. Boy, it looked like Darnell Washington was Godzilla out there knocking over little bitty buildings, man. Darnell Washington looked like Godzilla knocking over little bitty buildings. Didn't nobody really want to get in his way. Especially like that big one on the sideline, right? He stiff arms the rookie linebacker. Boom. That boy falls to the ground and tumbles. He turns up the sideline. The safety, Geno Stone, he's running over there, but he don't really want no smoke. Buddy tried to truck him. Darnell Washington tried to give him some. But he almost hurt himself trying to get out the way. He almost got stepped on trying to get out the way. And then, man, shout out to the corner, man. I think that was number 20. Was that number 20, I believe? Is that I want to say Turner for some reason. I don't think that's his name. But shout out to number 20, man, for at least just standing in front of that moving train. And then he gets a little ass dude, boom, right there on the sideline. Bruh flew like 8 yards. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Shout out to Darnell Washington, dog. Shout out to Darnell Washington for sure. But he out there making grown men look like little kids, man. Then, of course, we get the 2 big turnovers. We dropped the interception early in that game, which really pissed me off because we dropped like 2 or 3 interceptions against the Chargers. And then, of course, came back to bite us. Aaron Rodgers played probably his worst game. That might be his worst game as a professional at that game he played against the Chargers. So we dropped the early interception. Kyle Duggar dropped that one as well. An easier interception. Right in the chest. Drop. Later on, he comes back, playing the robber, steps in front of one, and he takes that one back to the house. I want to say it was a good 70 yards, good 70-yard interception return up that left sideline. And then also a little later, I think this one was on the drive after the spit gate, I believe, when we get the forced fumble on the sideline, and then James Pierre stepping in for Darius Slay, he picks up the fumble and runs that one up the left sideline for a second defensive touchdown. And that, of course, those really put the game away. And so 34-12, we get away with that dub. Some news coming out of the game now. Aaron Rodgers got injured right there at the end of the first half, and it turns out he fractured a bone in his left wrist. So It's not gonna require surgery, but he was held out in the second half of that game. Mason Rudolph came in. Not gonna lie, man. Mason Rudolph, he didn't play great, right? But he was exactly what we needed. Because Aaron Rodgers, dog, A-Rod, he's getting a little skittish in that pocket, dog. A-Rod's getting a little skittish. And this is what's crazy. He's either skittish and he's moving a little too fast and he's inaccurate, which is crazy that I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers like this. But it's either that or he's holding on to the ball too long, like he's determined to prove to us all that he's still mobile and he's taking bad sacks. So it feels like too often it's one or the other. So Mason Rudolph came in, he hit the big 7 route to Roman Wilson to pick up a long third down, right? And then, of course, that Darnell Washington play, I think that got the Angry Run award this week. You know, NFL Network, they did an Angry Run segment. So Darnell Washington won that one, of course. But that was also a big third down play. And so Mason Rudolph was like 5 for 6 on third down conversions in the second half, which has been big for us because we've struggled third downs all year. In that game with A-Rod. The game against the Chargers, I think we only converted 1 third down all that whole game. Up until like midway through the fourth quarter when we finally got a touchdown to Roman Wilson. But the game's over. We were like 1 for 8 or 2 for 9 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So Mason Rudolph came in and did enough to what we needed to do for sure. But yeah, we got out of there, man, strictly on the strength, mostly on the strength of that defense for sure. And then Chase Brown, man, the man of the hour. That first game, what he had, like 16, 18 catches for almost 200 yards, etc. This game, 3 catches for 30 yards. T. Higgins, he also had a big game in that first one. This one, 3 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown on, it wasn't a busted coverage, but a mismatch. He gets caught up on our rookie outside linebacker, Jack Sawyer, on a long drag across the field, turns it up. And so he got I think it was 25, 30-yard touchdown off of that. But, which, of course, is important. But outside of that, held in check as well. So definitely a completely different game from the defense this go round. Rennie in the building said, what's going on, RBT family? What's going on? ZB in the building. Said, not sure if we hit the Bills and Bucs yet, but remember last week when he said Sean Tucker? You did. Sean Tucker, I like Bucky Irvin as well, but no, Sean Tucker, yeah, he definitely got to maintain his position, or he got to maintain some style of ownership in that backfield for sure, because he's definitely too explosive to not, like I said, to not get a handful of carries for sure. Like I said, I like Bucky Irvin, man, and what they got going there. But yeah, no, I definitely would rather see Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker as opposed to Bucky Irving and Rashad White. That Rashad White experiment has never went too far, I should say that. Right? And so, but now Sean Tucker got loose. And you know what's crazy, ZD? When he did break that long touchdown, was it like a 40 or so yarder up that right sideline? And I ain't gonna lie, I sit there and thought about you too. But I was like, ZB damn sure did. Just tell everybody to check out Sean Tucker. You did, bro. You sure did. And now we ain't talked about it yet. I'll talk about it next since you in here, bro. Gainwell and Warren. And bro, here's the thing, man. Warren has been toting the ball, but we're not giving him. Bro, Warren had 60 yards on 10 carries. He only had 10 carries that game. He had 60 yards. Now, mind you, also he did break one for about 30. In fairness, but it was a fantastic run. And then also he did get banged up in that game. He came out. Bro, when I seen him get injured on the replay, I thought his ankle was broke. You know, or a severe high sprain. And so he actually came back in, but then we pulled him back out because we had broke the game open at that point, so we didn't want to risk it. But I don't know. But even before then, there was a stretch where Gainwell comes in, and then Gainwell's just in for like the next 3 minutes of clock. You know what I'm saying? But that's a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Warren just comes in, gets subbed out for Gainwell for like no apparent reason. Now, outside of obvious passing situations, because that's where Gainwell is most valuable, and he's proven that. He was our leading receiver in this game, 7 catches for 80 yards and those 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, I get it. But he's stealing too many of this traditional carries that should go to Jaylen Warren. Because Jaylen Warren, bro, 10 for 62 is not enough. And especially when Kenny Gainwell, like on one of those 3rd and 2s, it's 3rd and 2, and we go inside zone with Kenneth Gainwell. Like, well, if we're gonna run inside in a condensed formation, that needs to be Warren. Like, I don't like the usage rate. You know what I mean? Like, we're overusing Gainwell in some instances because it's far too often, dog, where Warren is cooking and then he'll come out the game. And then it feels like 2 series go by and Warren hadn't been back in the game. Like in that Bengals game, when Warren came in, I was like, okay, right? But then he stayed in. Then I'm like, okay, 3rd down, short inside run with Kenneth Gainwell stuffed. Next series, Gainwell. I'm like, man, where's Jalen Warren? Like, what are we doing? So I don't know what's going on there, dog. I don't know. Like Warren for sure. I'm taking Warren. And this is the thing about it as well. Now, I'm not going to say Warren is as dynamic as a pass catcher as Kenneth Gainwell. I don't think he's that. But he's not a terrible receiving option either, though. Because he had to assume the receiving duties last year in place of Najee. So last year, he was a 3rd down back. So he can catch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, the Gainwell... We're overdoing it because I do like Gainwell and he is valuable. Like I said, there's no question there. He is valuable in that receiving back role, but it feels like we're getting a little heavy on his usage, and too often we forget about Warren. And Warren, who's quietly, he hasn't got the touches to put up the big statistical just rushing yardage, but when he's getting the touches, he's maximizing them, bro. Like this 10 for 60 feels like a pattern. What do you have against the Chargers? I want to say he only had like somewhere between 10 and 14 carries. And I think he averaged somewhere around 5 yards of carry in that one as well. Just we're not giving him enough touches. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the same. Okay, yeah. Bro, that's the same. Exactly. So you feel me? Okay, yeah. But no, I'm with you, dog. Like, what are we doing? Hey, ZB said Warren's one of his favorite backs in the league as well. Was watching him run. Bro, for sure. And speaking of the angry runs, Scepter, that Darnell Washington just got, but Jalen Warren got like 4 of them from last year. He's got like 4. Him and Najee was like alternating winning the angry runs thing like week after week for like a stretch of like 3 weeks on that angry run segment. So yeah, for sure, dog. I'm with you. And here's the thing about Jalen Warren is like he's definitely an exciting back to run. Watch, but he's not the biggest dude, but he really is like a little muscled up bowling ball. Because Buddy's like 5'8", but he's probably like 5'8", like 210. You know what I mean? And yeah. No, dude runs aggressive. He runs all out, not shy about contact, runs through weak contact. Like, yeah, bro, he's out there maximizing carries, bro. Like, he's a back that truly maximizes carries. If there's 5 yards there, I'm getting 5.5. If it's 2.5 yards there, I'm getting 4. If it's 5 yards there, I'm getting 5.5. Like, I'm telling you, he's not going down without a fight, and he's going to squeeze everything he can out of any carry he gets, man. Let's see. Who's that? Oh, okay. Hey, look at Rainey in the building. Hey, come on now. Hey, come on now. Appreciate you. The chat is on the board. There we go. Rainey. I appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. And then, matter of fact, what better time than to check in on my dog, Big Josh, man. Now, I told y'all on Sunday, this game for me, this was a tough one for me to call, man. It's like 2 of my children, man. You know what I mean? I got Big Josh. Then I got Big Bad Baker Mayfield, man. Y'all know how I feel about Big Bad Baker Mayfield. It was Big Bad Baker Mayfield versus Big Josh. What was I supposed to do, man? What was I supposed to do? I was wrong either way, right? I ended up going with Big Bad Baker Mayfield in this one. It was not an easy decision. It was one of those ones where it's like but I couldn't lose because one of mine was going to win either way. So it was a win and a loss for me either way. But no, shout out to Big Josh, man. This is the Big Josh that really made me such a fan. This guy right here, when Big Josh does like this and opens up that shirt, and you see that S on his chest, when Big Josh does like this, you know what I mean? Man, who can stop that guy? Who can stop that guy? Who can stop Who can stop a 250-pound hybrid of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson? Come on, man. That's what we're talking about. It's Big Josh. Supreme arm strength. Supreme arm strength. All right? Supreme arm talent. All those angles, all those throws. If you've seen Patty do it, Josh can do it. Except he can get more velocity on the ball. That's what we're talking about. Running the ball. You remember Cam Newton? He's faster. I think he's faster than Cam. I ain't gonna lie. I think he might be a step faster than Cam in the open field. Maybe I'll think about that, but it don't matter. But he's able to run with that type of power at the position. Cam Newton and Josh Allen. You'll pull a guard and run a counter. You'll pull a guard and run a trap with your starting quarterback. There's two guys in the league we've ever done that for. Cam Newton and Josh Allen and Big Josh. And then in the open field, he's got some wiggle now. He's got some wiggle. He's not the only back in the league. He's not the only quarterback in the league. Who else could you say? If I told you there was a quarterback that threw for 4,000 yards and had 800 rushing yards, you would think either one, Lamar Jackson, or two, Josh Allen. That's the guy, man. This is the guy that was on display. It wasn't all peaches and cream, right? It wasn't all chocolate chips and rainbows. Threw a couple interceptions. That first interception, for sure, just being too aggressive. Being too aggressive. Throws when he shouldn't. Interception. Nobody did. Tease up, man. Let me see what Big Josh did, man. Let's talk about it. Let's pull the stats. Here, 117 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, right? We talked about them. Then another 40 yards rushing and 3 more touchdowns. 6 touchdowns in an NFL game against the Todd Bowles defense. As aggressive and sound a defense as there is in the league, year over year. They're not always the best, but the Todd Bowles defense is, by and large, it's normally pretty consistent. It's got hallmarks. You can know it. You recognize it like a brand. If I told you it's a Todd Bowles defense, you know it's aggressive. You know it's disciplined. You know what I mean? That's those two things. So it's going to be a stout unit. You know what I mean? 6 touchdowns in an NFL game. Not talking about Madden. This ain't your son's NCAA dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Campaign? Nah, man. Against other paid professionals. Against other paid 300-pound men. 6 touchdowns. Come on, man. Would not be denied. And they get this done 44-32. Fantastic performance. James Cook also in this one. 60 yards in the air. A receiving touchdown. Another 50 yards on the ground. And here's the thing about it as well. Let us not forget that their second-year receiver, the guy that they have designs of being their number one dominant option, he doesn't even suit up this game. He's late for a meeting or misses a meeting. It's happened more than a time or two. Sean McDermott put his foot down and made him a clean scratch. I'm talking about Keon Coleman. So you go down. This is already a unit that's not overly talented offensively, right? They're still trying to replace Stephon Diggs. Keon Coleman is the guy who they wanted to assume that mantle. Well, he hasn't done it yet. So it's already a relatively weak room. And now he's out, right? Against a quality opponent. It's Tampa Bay. Big Baker Mayfield. Big Baker Mayfield looked like the MVP of the league for the first 4 games this season. You know what I mean? It's not no soft cookie. We got a real contender coming into your building. And we're sitting guys down. We don't have guys good enough to sit guys down. He's sitting down. You know what Big Josh does 6 touchdowns later? Gets that dub, 40 ball, with the dub. So yeah, man, shout out to Big Josh Allen, man. And then Baker on his side, roughed at the office. 173, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, another 40 yards on the ground himself. Also had a rushing touchdown. But the star of that show for the Buccaneers, shout out to my dog ZB, Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker in relief for, you know what I'm saying, that beat up Buccaneers backfield. Bucky Irvin's still out. 19 carries, 106 yards, 2 TDs, another 34 yards receiving in a receiving TD as well. A 3 TD day hat trick for Sean Tucker, outdid only by the incomparable, all right? By the one and only, you know him and you love him, Big Josh, with 6 touchdowns on the day. Man, that's fantastic performance. But shout out to Sean Tucker for sure. Shout out to Sean Tucker. And shout out to my dog ZB for putting y'all on game. Y'all heard what he said. Yeah, if y'all was here Sunday, y'all caught that nugget. If y'all was here Sunday, y'all have caught that fantasy nugget from a dog ZB, man. Y'all better be paying attention. Let's go. Let's see. Who's that? J2 Trio said Cowboys D-line can stop him. Stop who? Stop who? You better be talking about Bryce Young. Yeah, hold on. I know you're not talking about Big Josh. They gonna stop 6 touchdown Big Josh? Now hold on. Now, in fairness, I like Quinnen Williams. I was a huge Quinnen Williams fan coming out of Alabama. He was easily the number 1 tackler of that draft, right? And it was a solid class if I remember right. But he was definitely my number 1 guy. I think Quinnen Williams coming out of Alabama was one of the more impressive tackles that I like, just me and my own little humble, you dig, you know what I mean, doing my draft content. But I was like, I didn't feel as good about anybody since Quinnen Williams, since like Ndamukong Suh. And Ndamukong Suh should have won the Heisman. Y'all do your Googles on Ndamukong Suh at Nebraska as a D tackle. As a nose tackle, he had over 100 tackles playing one technique. I want to say he had 15 sacks, 20 some odd tackles for losses. Yeah, it was nuts. He should have won a Heisman that year. So since Ndamukong Suh, Quinnen Williams was the next guy. I was like, oh yeah, this is a guy. So I fooled with him. And I'm not gonna lie, he looked damn good against the Cowboys on Monday night. Now, mind you, J2 Trill, it was against the weak-ass Raiders now, so don't get too excited. It was against them weak-ass Raiders, and that Raiders offensive line has probably been bottom 5 in the league all year. But be that as it may, for his first game as a Cowboy, it's on Monday night, and he put on. He put on for sure. Jason Chu said, Keon need to change his scenery. Man, hell no. You think so? He just got there. Man, hell no. If I'm Keon, I don't want to go nowhere. Cause he playing with Josh Allen right now. Reigning MVP Josh Allen. Now, mind you, I thought Lamar should have won MVP last year, in fairness. But 2 years ago, I didn't feel great about that MVP for Lamar. So honestly, it almost kind of balances out. But in fairness, I did think Lamar Jackson was the MVP last year. And I love me some Big Josh. Big Josh is my favorite quarterback in the league, man. So I love me some Big Josh, but I could be unbiased. I thought last year Lamar Jackson was the MVP. But if I'm Keon Coleman, I don't want no change of scenery. Because where am I going to go that's better than this? What quarterback am I going to go play for better than Josh Allen? Patty ain't hitting like that no more, cuz. And Patty and them ain't got room for you. They got their own little bunch. Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Rasheed Rice. They ain't got no room. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so if I ain't going to play for Patty, who's the next best quarterback outside of Josh? Lamar? Lamar's tight. He's solid. He's talented. I don't want to play for the Ravens. They just haven't shown they know what to do with a quality receiver. You know what I'm saying? They haven't shown anybody 1,200 yards. Hell no. I'm not going to play at Baltimore with Lamar. Joe Burrow's injured. You know what I mean? And apparently in that offense, it's not even Joe Flacco, 40-year-old ass, can get in there and beat Joe Burrow in that offense. But ain't no room for him there in Cincy. Like, bro, where's he going? You know what? Jordan Love maybe in the Packers, but they got their own young guys, Matthew Golden. They still got Christian Watson, who they trying to get. And matter of fact, Keon Coleman is going to be the same role as Christian Watson. So, cuz I ain't going to lie. It ain't a lot of places for Keon to go unless he's going to just go down a level. Because I ain't going to lie, bro. It ain't too many people it ain't too many quarterbacks that I would want to play for more than Josh Allen. Like, he gonna have to tighten up. I would say he got to tighten up. Because ain't no man. Imagine if Keon Coleman found out he got traded to the Raiders and now he got to try to catch passes from Geno Smith. Man, hell no. He better straight. Hell no. Hell no, bro. He better tighten up. Sis in the building, she said it's 9 people. It's only 6 thumbs up, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all heard what she said? Tap in with them 3 amigos, man. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the button for your dog, man. And then drop something in the chat, man. Shout out to J2 Trio. Hey, Jay, matter of fact, man, who's your team? Who's your team, matter of fact, as well? I'm going to pull your team up next, man. We're going to talk about it. Oh, Dakota Rain is better than that bum who got blew out by Miami. Oh, that's crazy. Cuz, is that the same Dakota Rain who pissed on himself in Denver? Not that same Dakota Rain. What happened to him against Denver? What happened to him against Denver? Come on, man. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about your Cowboys, big dog. I got you. Hold on. Hey, I fool with Dak, though. I ain't going to hold you. I do fool with Dak. I think Dak doesn't get enough respect by and large. You know what I'm saying? I think people hate on him a little too hard. I do like Dak. And I'll tell you the truth. For like the first 6 or so of the season, I think Dak was playing as good or better than anybody in the league not named Drake May or Sam Darnold. I'd say for like that first 6-7 weeks. Until that Broncos game, matter of fact, that Broncos game was just ugly. Until they lost to the Broncos like that, as ugly as they did, before that game, I think Dak Prescott was playing top 2, 3 as a top 2 or 3 level quarterback in the league, like at that moment. Dak Prescott, Drake May, and Sam Darnold, I think, were the 3 hottest quarterbacks in the league. And then your boy Dakota Rain went out there and got it put on him against the Broncos. And mind you, man, Patrick Surtain didn't even play that game, man. Pat Surtain was out. Yeah, no. I ain't gonna put him up there with Big Josh, but I do fool with Dak, though. I'll give you that. But now let's talk about this Monday night game, man. Dallas on the road against Vegas. 33-16. And then you see in the caption, man, George Pickens came out there and shined and did what he had to do. I tell y'all what, man. I'm not over it. All right? I'm not over it. I miss him. I said it. Sue me. All right? DK, you cool, man. I appreciate you, DK. You know what I mean? I miss you, George. Hey, it's the truth, dog. It's the truth, man. George Pickens out there showing his whole ass. And this is the thing about it, man. And here, in Pittsburgh, we knew what was up with George Pickens. Bro, we just couldn't find nobody to throw on the ball. We had Kenny Pickett trying to throw George Pickens the ball. Then Kenny was trash. We had Mason Rudolph trying to throw George Pickens the ball. We had Mitch Trubisky trying to throw George Pickens the ball, dog. And we couldn't find nobody to get it to him. So, I'm not surprised. Matter of fact, I think I see my dog Miles got in the chat. Man, I didn't got into little friendly debates. Matter of fact, Chop, you know what I'm saying? We was debating George Pickens. I was like, nah, man, George Pickens is one of those guys. Look, he's one. If he gets in the right spot, he's gonna be one of those guys. You're gonna look up. He's gonna be a 1,400-yard, 15 touchdown receiver year over year. You're gonna wonder how it happened. I'm gonna say, your dog Willie tough. And this is what we seeing, man. He's the number 1 receiver in Dallas. There we go. I done said it. He's the number 1. The offense and your boy Dakota Rain look and play and function much better when he's the top option. The offense, you know what? J2 Trill? Matter of fact, my fault, cuz. J2 Trill. When I was talking about when Dak Prescott was playing like a top 2-3 quarterback in the league, like I said, it was that stretch right there before they lost to the Broncos, but that stretch right before they're going into that week, nobody was playing better than Dak Prescott, except arguably Drake May and Sam Darnold. Then was Dak Prescott. They right there in them 3 was my 2-3. And then you know what? That's when CeeDee Lamb was out. So without CeeDee Lamb, with George Pickens, mind you, George Pickens just got there. He just got there. And look, and that's the best I feel like I've ever seen Dak play. When CD was out and it was him and George Pickens, that's the best I feel like I've seen Dak Prescott play, at least in a number of years. And then when CD came back, matter of fact, CD came back in that Denver game when y'all got smacked. And then this is what I noticed it in the game. The first red zone attempt, it's like 3rd and 5 from the, the 5-yard line. George Pickens is 1-on-1 on the left sideline. Been cooking, frying. Pat Surtain's already out. So it's Riley Moss and another. You know what I'm saying? I think the other is Chris Abrams-Drain. I know that because he went to Mizzou. So shout out to you, big dog, M-I-Z. I liked him coming in. I did. But right now, you fool, big dog, because you out there by yourself with George Pickens. And then Riley Moss over there on CeeDee Lamb. And then he tried to force a pass to CeeDee Lamb, right? Because CeeDee wants to get in and he's tired of seeing everybody else play with his toys. So he tries to force feed CeeDee Lamb in the end zone. Meanwhile, we got George Pickens, hot as fish grease, 1-on-1 on the backside. He didn't even look at him. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. And then that game plays out and they get spanked. But they've never looked as better. He's never played better than how he looks right now in my mind when he's giving the ball to George Pickens. George goes 9 for 144 and a touchdown. A 30-yard catch and run touchdown. The boy cut back. And broke 4 ankles. Did you see the cutback? He turned George Pickens, 6'3", 200 pounds, maybe? He's wiry. That's what it is. He's wiry. He's about 6'3", 6'4", about 200. I don't think he's 210, maybe about 200, but a wiry 200. Boy caught a 12-yard stop. 12 yards, turn around, bow. Reverse pivot, run away from DB. Turn up sideline. Cut back. Cut on a 40, put his toe in the ground at 6'3", 300, and cut back across 3 dudes. He broke 3 ankles on that one cutback, and then went to the zone. Come on, man. At 6'3", 200, though. Like, that's not Jalen Waddle at 5'10", 190. It's not Tyreek. You know what I mean? It's like the big guys don't move like that. They don't cut like that. T. Higgins can't cut like that. T. Higgins can't cut like that, dog. You know what I mean? Nah, George Pickens special, bro. Yeah, George Pickens special. And then if y'all was watching the game, what was funny, CD didn't like that, dog. CD was out there feeling a little salty. They were showing CD face on some of these George Pickens catches and targets. And CD out here looking like somebody stole his girl, dog. He's trying to be happy she moved on. But I can see it in your face, bro. CD was looking a little salty, my boy. CD finished, you know what I'm saying? 5 for 66 in the tub. He dropped the second touchdown late that he could have had, pad the stats. But now George Pickens walked in there and took that over. And then Javonte Williams had a big day, 22 for 93. I like Javonte Williams a lot, too, coming out of North Carolina. He was my number 1 running back that draft. That's the same draft that had Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. Javonte Williams was my favorite back in that draft. I had him as the number 1 guy. He got hurt and beat up in Denver, so I'm glad to see him, back healthy and performing well. He's playing well with the Cowboys as well, so I'm happy for him. And then, of course, Quentin Williams. We kind of talked about him a little bit. A sack and a half in his game debut. Monday night, first game with the new team is Monday Night Football. He went out there and put on 2 sacks or a sack and a half. And then also, though, he's able to get the sack and a half himself. He got double teamed all night. Still got 1.5. And then also, everybody else now looks so much better. Odiggy, what's buddy? Odiggy Zuwa-Hauser. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're a Cowboys fan, the other defensive tackle that Jerry overpaid 2 years ago. Jerry Jones gave Odiggy Zuwa-Hauser 20-something million a year for what? For what? Right? But he was out there getting busy. Looked like he was worth them $25 million he got. Kenny Clark got a sack. You know what I'm saying? They just traded for him in the Micah trade. He got busy. That's what Quentin Williams did for that team instantly. You know what I mean? So, he balling, man. He was balling. But, yeah, man. Hey. Pretty Tony know what's going on. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you. Full-fledged, bro. Full-fledged for sure. Full-fledged for sure. Hold on. Let me catch up on this chat. I got to talk too much. I appreciate. Hey, you see what sis said? All sis had to do was just get a little straightening. I see them likes up. I see them comments up. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, man, y'all stop making sis have to snap on y'all in the chat, man. Rennie said the Raiders played better last year. They did, man. And Rennie, I don't know what's going on because, I like Geno. Big Geno, man. He didn't write back. He writing back now. 2025, he writing back. 2024, he didn't write back. I don't know what happened to Geno. I don't know. And honestly, that offensive line is terrible. I think I seen somebody's comment. They was talking about Genty because Genty did get off to a pretty slow start. And then he sparked a little bit, but then it's kind of regressed again. But at the same time, just how much of that are we going to put on Genty because we know the issues that's going on with that offensive line. You know what I mean? But yeah, and another thing as well that I'm not sure we talk about enough, that Chip Kelly offense. Because this isn't the first time we've seen Chip in that offense. So Chip came to the league. He was with that Eagles dream team. I don't even know if some of y'all old enough to remember that Eagles dream team. Are y'all old enough? Y'all been watching football long enough to remember when the Eagles had a dream team? With Michael Vick and Vince Young and LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson. My boy from Mizzou. Why am I tripping? Jeremy Maclin. Brent Selleck at tight end. Come on, man. Y'all don't watch football. If y'all old enough to remember that Eagles dream team, that was a Chip Kelly team. That team was terrible. That offense was terrible. He was fresh off that dominant Oregon run. Fresh off that Marcus Mariota championship like a season before, or the season after, whenever it was. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know, man. Maybe I think Chip Kelly and that offense might got something to do with it. And then as well, that offensive line. And here's the thing, as well, that offensive line, it wasn't that bad. These last few years, Colton Miller is a top 10 left tackle in football. It wasn't too long ago that he was inside that top 10. He was probably top 8. You know what I mean? So, like, they had a few pieces. I don't know what's going on there. J2 Trill said Josh Fisher more than Keon. Well, and no, he does. But here's the thing, though. Because Keon ain't getting open, dog. He ain't getting separation. So Khalil Shakur, he's like a smaller little shifty dude anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he gets those targets, especially in the intermediate. But because Keon's supposed to be they vertical down the field threat. That's what he does best. But bruh, he ain't getting no separation. Now here's the thing about it though, because at Florida State, like he's one of those guys where you got to throw him the ball even when he's covered, he's open. You know what I mean? Like think about like young DeAndre Hopkins, young Dez Bryant, like these style of guys where they're going to be covered. They're open when they're covered. You know what I'm saying? So he's that type of guy. But then also, I don't think his hands has been as consistent as either of those dudes either, though. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre Hopkins had the mitts. DeAndre Hopkins had a stat where he didn't drop a pass in like 4 years or something like that. Dez Bryant, mitts. You know what I mean? Outside that one he dropped in Green Bay in the playoffs, I ain't gonna call it a drop. That was a touchdown. But yeah, I think I like Keon for sure. And I think, like I said, man, it's hard to find somebody better than Josh Allen to throw you the ball. But he got to do his part too, cuz. Yeah, he got to do his part too. So, yeah, Lamar should have. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm behind. Y'all got to catch up on this chat. I'm sorry, Rainey, I missed that one. Derpy in the building, man. What's going on? He said, hey, we need to talk that Steelers game. Hey, yeah, man, we talked about it a little bit, man. Matter of fact, everybody went in here, settled down. Yeah, man, we'll go back and spin the block on them Steelers, man. And matter of fact, y'all tell me what y'all think about Spitgate, man. Me and my dog D-Dot was already in here chopping it up while everybody was getting comfortable, man. Jamar Chase spitting on Jalen Ramsey. Because what me and D-Dot was talking about is like, dog, we ain't got to reevaluate the punishment. And I'm not for like over punishing, you know what I mean, like suspensions and all of that. But this spitting situation, because for one, it felt like a thing that happened. Like there's been specific examples of people getting spit on in football games because it happens rarely, or at least it gets caught rarely, or it felt like we didn't hear about it as frequently. It's happened twice this season, and I can't remember a time it's happened twice in the last 5 years. Like what? How many stories or things have came out about players getting spit on that you can think of in like the last 5 years? I can't really think of none, cuz. I can't really think of none. The most famous one I can think of is Bill Romanowski. Way back in the gap, bro. I'm talking like early 2000s. Cash Money was taking over. When Cash Money was taking over for the 99 and 2000s, Bill Romanowski was the Debo Harrison of his time, boy. Because he was out there, he was that for the Raiders back then. But he spit on somebody from the Broncos, I think. And it was it's a notorious incident. He was also notoriously dirty. You know what I mean? He was notoriously dirty for sure. Also, I think roided it out of his mind. But still, like I can think of specific instances like that where boys are spitting on each other in the game. Because ain't nobody playing about that, bro. Yeah, Jalen Carter just happened. That's a new one. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jalen Carter's happened this year, and then now Jamar Chase, I guess 10 weeks apart. But that's 2 in 1 season, and I can't remember a time that it's happened, like, in the last 5 years outside of these 2. So, like, bro, and then after it happened to Jalen Carter, he got the suspension, just 1 game. Well, they called that game his suspension because it happened before the first play even happened. And Dak needed more critique in that moment because Dak definitely spit at him. Dak was playing the line. He spit in his direction, and Jalen Carter wasn't going to take no shorts. He said, nah, don't play with it. You was trying to spit on me, right? So pull. Here you go. This is how it's done. Like, so that one was that. Because even Jalen, maybe he got a little instigation, a little pride from Dak, and he dove off the deep end. You know what I mean? So, there was a little bit of that. This was different. But we nose to nose. We face mask to face mask. And boy, look, it's cold. It's Pittsburgh in November. Boy, that boy probably has something sitting in the back of his throat. He probably been hacking all game. That's what he spit on Jalen Ramsey. Man, look. Come on, man. I was telling D-Dot, boy, we lucky, boy. I'm telling you right now, if this was 2010 and that was James Harrison, it'd have been a snuff film. The man would have got killed on the field. They can't play with the spitting stuff, dog, because that could have turned into a Malice in the Palace. That's why I told my dog D-Dot. I was like, bruh, imagine when Jamar spit on Ramsey, because Ramsey grabbed his face mask, then he stole it. And then he let him know, hey, don't be playing with me out here. I respect it. Now imagine that was James Harrison. Imagine James Harrison snatching Jamar Chase helmet off his head like Andre Johnson. And tightening him up for spitting on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine how crazy that could have got. Who's going to stop a brawl? Bro, I was talking to D-Dot. I was like, bro, it could have been like a 30-man brawl. Man, more than that. Each roster got 50 players. 45 of them dressed. 45 guys dressed. That's clearing both sidelines. If Jalen Ramsey would have snatched Jamar Chase helmet off Andre Johnson style, and went crazy, and then the Bengals bench clears, so the Steelers bench clears, because we about that. Yeah, we do that. Yeah. Oh, y'all want to fight? Oh, yeah, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, who's gonna stop? Like, how does that brawl end? There's 6 referees on the field at all times. And the NFL's referees are part-time. Ed Hockley's gone. Ed Hockley, the big swole referee. Y'all remember? He retired. Ain't nobody else out there. Bro, these is part-time bankers, lawyers, doctors. You know what I mean? These are all the white-collar jobs, upper middle class. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all guys with 6-figure pensions who do refereeing in their sideline job. Who's stopping Cam Hayward if he gets his hands on Chase Brown? Who's breaking that up? Darnell Washington, we seen what he did to 3 grown men on television running the football. Now imagine Darnell Washington see Jalen Ramsey going crazy, giving Jamar Chase the business, and then imagine he sees T. Higgins and an old lineman run up on Ramsey and tackle him. And now Darnell Washington is on the loose. Godzilla is on the loose, biting off people's face mask, biting off helmets on live television. Who's slowing them down? Like, bro, this can get really ugly, dog. I ain't gonna lie, that one game ain't enough. This is one of those ones where they got to send a real message, bro. I don't even know if 2 enough. I think somewhere between 2 and 4, because I'm thinking about it like that. We can have 60, 300-pound men, peak athleticism. Darnell Washington is 6'7", 320 pounds. We just watched him run over 3 men while he ran 30 yards at about 19 miles an hour. This guy. We're risking this guy snapping and losing it because somebody spit on his homeboy. Cam Hayward, 6'5", 310. He wrestles, he bear wrestles 60 snaps a game. He tosses 320-pound men around 60 snaps a game. Who's going to stop him if he puts his hands on somebody in a fit of rage? Like, we're not going to be able to stop the fight. 6 referees and what? A handful of off-duty security? Top flight security and a handful of off-duty officers from the greater Pittsburgh area? This is what's going to stop a brawl between 60 men who averaged between 250 and 300 pounds, bro, it's going to be the Hunger Games on TV. Come on, man. Yeah, that one game ain't enough. Because he seen Jalen Carter's one game when he did it. So he already knew one was coming if he got caught. He still did it. One ain't enough. Because if Jalen Ramsey would have went Andre Johnson and snatched that boy's helmet off, and what if he'd have pulled a Myles Garrett and used the helmet? Helmet off. Pow, pow. You know what I mean? Helmet off. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then he turns, because he's getting rushed now. So he bow. He done worked Jamar Chase out. Now Jamar Chase is down. He's out of there. Who's next? Because now he's home. Pow! T. Higgins gone. All this done. You know what I mean? The only person that's going to be ready to suit up next week is going to be Joe Flacco. Because Joe Flacco, old ass, he know better. Joe Flacco ain't going to do nothing but walk back and sit on the sideline on the heated bench. He going to put his jacket on and he going to sit back. He's like, man, I'm too old for this shit. I ain't getting involved. He going to be the only Bengal left standing after that game. Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco going to be the only two players left standing after that rumble explodes. Because everybody else that's still young and a little dumb, boy, we going. We going right now. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, that needs to. It's got to be 2 to 4, bro. I'm not opposed to 2. I'm trying to tell you, bro. 4's not out the question because of how that could go. I'm telling you right now. Matter of fact, hey, Miles. I'm telling you right now. My dog Miles in here. I was gonna find your chest. I put your nose. Miles, cuz I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and Miles play together. Cause if I saw you get spit on, I'm out that game. And I have a feeling you're gonna handle yourself. But just in case you don't, boy, I'm crashing. I'm telling you, I'm crashing. Bro, that could be crazy, bro. That one game ain't enough, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My dog said, he said, I need Willie to go for the Chiefs the rest of this year. So you want me to see? You gotta make your mind up. When I go for the Chiefs, y'all don't like it. When I cheer against the Chiefs, you don't like it. You told me, so now I can cheer for the Chiefs. All right, you remember you said that. You remember you said that. Now you be careful with your way. You be careful with your ass, folks. Hey, yeah, Derpy in the building. Y'all know what's going on. J2 Trill said, hey, watch that Eagles game, though. Oh, wait, I mean, y'all gotta get y'all get back. No, if you're talking about the very first game of the year against the Eagles for sure, like, no, Dak played well all year. He really did. Until he ran into them Broncos, Dak was playing his ass off. And I'm glad he looked in because I think that Broncos game and then the Cardinals game, y'all won the Cardinals game, but I don't think it was a particularly like standout game from Dak. But this game, now it was against them soft-ass Raiders. We still got to keep it in context. But he balled. Matter of fact, I think he threw 4 touchdowns. Yeah. 25 for 33, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. So, he balled. And matter of fact, y'all got them Eagles coming back up. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Yeah. I can't wait to see that. Because Jalen Carter probably still got something on his mind. He still lost that check. He still lost that check, and he know Dak played him. And he know Dak played him as well. I can't wait to see that one. I can't wait to see it. Oh, okay, he fixed it. He came back around. Oh, not go for the Chiefs. I'm just saying, cuz. I'm just saying. Hey, Derpy know what time it is, man. Bang, bang, still a game, man. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on, cuz. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do us like that, man. Hey, don't do us like, hey, man, y'all welcome. See what you mean? What you mean to say is thank you. That's what you meant to say. Thank you. And you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? When you love something, you let it go. You know what I'm saying? We was like, George, bro, we can't get you 1,600 yards, man. Kenny Pickett can't do it. I tell you what we do for you. Go over, man. Dakota Rain needs some help. He ain't gonna do nothing but throw the ball. Go be free. I'm happy for him. I can't wait. Now here's the thing about it, though, J2 Trill. You better enjoy it while you can. Jerry ain't gonna pay him. So while you over there talking, is Jerry gonna pay him? Tell me that. Do you think Jerry's gonna pay him? Oh, come on, man. Come on, Derpy. Hey, man, you gotta remember the good times, though. Before Antonio Brown went crazy, best in the business. Before he went crazy, he was the best in the business. Come on, man. I think he was the inspiration behind that little BITB, man. He was the original BITB, best in the business. Yeah, I miss him too. ZB said Gingy doesn't have a prayer. I'm catching up on these chats as well, y'all. I got to talking. My bad, y'all. Gingy doesn't have a prayer back there. Guy got 4 linemen in the backfield. But hey, that's a fact. Yeah, that Raiders offensive line is past disastrous. And like I said, they got Colton Miller at left tackle, solid. They drafted Jackson Powers Johnson. He was a top 2 or 3 interior offensive lineman coming out of Oregon. I want to say him and old boy that we got at center, Zach Frazier. Him and Zach Frazier were like 1-2 at the center, and most people had JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, as the number 1 center. And then center or guard. So he's playing guard for y'all, right? But he's not playing terrible. And then now the rest of that line got some work to do for sure. But I still don't understand why the line's playing as poorly as it is, though. Like just like I think Rennie was talking about earlier, they weren't that bad last year. They weren't good, but just across the board, that team itself wasn't that bad at all last year. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see. Hold on, I'm just trying to. I'm gonna try to catch up on this chat real quick. Then, matter of fact, somebody just asked me about a game. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna put up that Chiefs game for my dog. There we go. And this is a good one too, man. Now, we talked about this on Sunday with this Chiefs game. Because, bro, I don't know what that margin of error is looking like. Like, I don't know how many more games these Chiefs can lose realistically. Because now, the division's out the question. Like, they had to win this to give themselves a chance to backdoor the division. That's out. That's over with. Division's out of there. Now, do they make the wild card? Because that wild card race is going to be crazy. Because let's say if Denver, the way it looks, Denver's probably going to hold on and win that division. They still behind the Chargers. Memphis Miles in here. Y'all still behind the Chargers in your own division. They got the head-to-head. Now, y'all do get to run that back. I think here in like 2-3 weeks, y'all get to run it back with them Chargers. But who knows? They already gave it to y'all. So that ain't no guarantee. Now, the Chiefs' schedule for the rest of this year is going to be a lot easier. And mind you, what's crazy though, Miles, I was at work yesterday. And one of my partners at work, he from like the Kansas side. So he's a Chiefs fan. So we was in there talking about. So he went, look, me and Buddy was in there talking about. He'd have pulled up y'all schedule. We'd have broke down the rest of the Chiefs schedule. So it is a very favorable schedule. I think out of these next 7 games, I say 4 or 5 of these are probably overtly winnable games. You know what I'm saying? And then you do got a couple tough ones still at the back of this list as well. Because I think you get. Did the Broncos just sweep y'all? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was the last game against the Broncos, but y'all still got another one against the Chargers and the Raiders, I believe. And then I think y'all get the Texans at home. That Texans defense stout, of course, but that offensive line is sad. That offense has been very up and down. So, I mean, y'all got some winnable games. So y'all very well may win 4 of your last 7, 5 of your last 7, but 4 gets you 9 wins. I don't win the wild card spots. 5 gets you 10 wins. I don't know if that gets y'all that wild card spot because that wild card is got the Chargers are in that race ahead of you. The Bills in the wild card because the Patriots got that. The Patriots are in the league in the AFC. And they got the head-to-head over the Bills right now. Now, the Bills get to run that back still, of course. But even if, let's say, if they even it out, they're still 2 games back of the Patriots just record-wise. And the Patriots have an easier record. The Patriots have like a bottom 3 strength of schedule in the league because they wasn't supposed to be good because they wasn't good last year. So they've got one of the easier schedules. So let's say if everything plays out like it is, right? Or if everything just as it stands, Chiefs are behind the Chargers. They behind the Bills. They're not going to catch the Bills. Bills already won that head-to-head. So you're not getting in over them. Chargers beat y'all head-to-head, and they got a better record than you on division. Right now, the Ravens are in the wild card. Now, y'all did play the Ravens, and I think y'all did beat the Ravens. I think y'all beat the Ravens earlier this year when y'all played them. But also, while the Ravens was going through that, whatever they had going on, right? So the Ravens are still in that mix as well. They make the Ravens very well may finish with a better record than y'all. And so the Ravens, Bills, Chargers, we missing somebody. Raiders, Bills, Chargers. Who we missing? AFC East, AFC North, AFC South. The Colts are going to win that division. The Jaguars. Y'all behind the Jaguars because you lost to them head up. You lost to the Jaguars head up, so they ain't over you. You lost to the Chargers head up. They ain't over you. The Ravens, y'all beat the Ravens, I believe, but they have a better record than y'all. So they still get in. And then the Bills, who also have a better record and beat y'all head up. There's only 3 wild cards. Y'all behind those 4 teams right now in the wild card. And matter of fact, did I even miss somebody? West, East, North, and South. No. So right now, if it's a 3-team, there's 3 seats, and there's 4 teams in position for them, and y'all took losses to all the 3 teams ahead of y'all in the wild card race. Jacksonville, Buffalo, the Chargers. And then y'all beat Baltimore, but they got a better record. So y'all the 5th in line for a restaurant, only got 3 seats. I don't know, bro. That's what I'm saying. Do y'all make it? Do y'all make it? Realistically, y'all got to win out for sure. Y'all definitely need to win out. At the very least, I think y'all got to win 5 of them because that'll just get you to 10. So y'all got to win 5 of 7 just to get to 10. And 10 don't even necessarily get you in. 10 don't even necessarily get you in. So I don't know, man. Y'all got some work to do. Let me see what the stats look like on that game. Here we go. Denver on the road to Kansas City gets this dub. No. Kansas City at Denver, excuse me. Denver does get this dub. Bo Nix, 295 yards, no interceptions in this one. Let me see of note. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of scoring. I think the only touchdown that in this one for the Broncos was Jaleel McClellan or Jaleel McCaughlin or whatnot. He had the long touchdown, I think, for the Broncos. Then I think the rest of that was field goals, if I'm not mistaken. And then on the Kansas City side, Pat went 29 for 45, 276 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw the bad interception. He hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions, but when he does, they bad ones. Similar to the Jacksonville game. In Jacksonville, he threw a 99-yard pick 6, right? In this one, the interception he threw, y'all was in the red zone, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miles. Y'all was in the red zone. If y'all wasn't in the red zone, y'all was up near the red zone. Y'all was in scoring position. I want to say that interception he threw was in the red zone. And then it got returned back a good 30 yards. I think Denver took over at midfield, roughly, or somewhere like that. But that's a red zone interception. And you lost by 3. You know what I mean? That's big. And so these turnovers, they're not overly, he's not overly turning the ball over on paper, but the ones that he's throwing, have been critical. This one, that one in Jacksonville for sure. And then also, he threw an interception in that Chargers game too in week 1. On the plus side of the field as well, if I'm not mistaken. And so, I don't know, man. It's getting a little dicey. Old man Kelsey got in the paint, 9 catches for 90 yards, and he did get a touchdown in this one as well. And then Kareem Hunt, 13 for 59 on the ground, and also had a touchdown. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, man. Y'all Chiefs fans got to do a lot of looking in the mirror. It might be, I don't know, is this the end of an era? Is the dynasty over? You know what I mean? Is the dynasty over? In mind, this happens. Tom Brady, those Patriots, that's 2 separate dynasties. There's the first 3. Tom was the passenger, right? Tom was Brock Purdy. Tom was Mac Jones. Tom was Kirk Cousins. Tom was any number of these game managers that nobody wants to give respect to now. Tom was Jared Goff. You know what I mean? The first 3 go-rounds. And then They had that dead period. We forget, after those first 3 rings, Tom Brady had a decade of unremarkable play, essentially. It was at this time that Belichick started trying to replace him. They went and got Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I mean? There was a push. Bill was making a push to go ahead and transition from Tom to Jimmy G. That's what started the beef. That's what got Bill up out of there. That's what ended up costing Bill to get up out of there. And that's what led to Tom saying, man, hell no. Tom, what Jay-Z said. Oh, you made Jay-Z. Okay, that's cool. Make another one. That's what Tom said to Bill. Then he left with the Tampa. And then Kraft, Robert Kraft, old Bobby Kraft, old Rub and Tub Bob, looked at Bill and was like, boy, you done ran off Tom Brady. You didn't cost me Tom Brady. You better do something. And they couldn't. And so now Bill's coaching in college at North Carolina, getting 30 balled every Saturday. It's a damn shame what happened to Bill. It's a damn shame what happened to Bill. Come on, man. I can't believe they let Bill go out like that. It's a damn shame what happened to Bill. But like I said, there was that stretch. It was a solid 8, 10-ish years, right? No, maybe not a full 10. It was a good 7. It was a good 7, 8. And then, you know what saved or revitalized or brought Tom back? Or Tom, that could have been Tom's career. It'd have been a fantastic career. He'd have been a 3-time Super Bowl champion, having never won a league MVP, right? Having never truly been considered the most talented quarterback in the league. Because he wasn't as good as Peyton Manning, not individually. At that time, in those moments, Peyton Manning was the best quarterback in football. Peyton Manning was rewriting the way we play football in that time. And then you know what saved or revitalized or brought back or morphed us into the time we got now? They traded for Randy Moss. They went and got Randy Moss, who was almost out the league. We forget Randy, after things fell apart with the Vikings, they had that crazy orgy on the yacht that got exposed, right? They had to blow up that whole Vikings team. He goes to Oakland, and for 2.5 years in Oakland, right? He's garbage. Garbaggio. He's a malcontent. He's complaining. He's not trying hard. He's in interviews telling people, I play when I feel like playing. I boom, boom, boom. He's doing all the things. This was Randy. So they gave Randy to New England because he was almost out of the league. Antonio Brown. What we just saw from Antonio Brown, Randy was on that type of time. Also in Oakland with the Raiders, right? Which is crazy. It was also with the Raiders. They go get that Randy. And you know what Randy does with Tom Brady in year 1? Tom Brady threw for 30 touchdowns for the first time in his career. He had been in the league for damn near 12 yards. For damn near 12 years, he had never thrown 30 touchdown passes in the season. Think about that. And in the first season, he gets Randy Moss, he throws 50. Breaks a record. Boy, come on, man. And then the rest is history, right? The rest is history. But that could be what we got going on for Patty. You know what I mean? Patty lost his Randy. Patty lost his Tyreek. He lost his Randy. That offense ain't never recovered. It's never recovered. Now they still won, right? 2 rings in 3 trips. Maybe they might got to reset around them. It might be that time. So this might be the start. This might be that last hoorah year. I imagine they're going to make it to the playoffs. It's going to be hard to imagine that Patty and them Chiefs ain't in the playoffs. By hell or high water, Roger in the game, man, somebody going to hit the button. They're going to squeeze one more Chief year out of you. And then after that, even they're not going to be able to cover it up. Because Kelsey out of there, man. Kelsey going to go ahead and hang him up, right? Them legs getting tired. Taylor waiting on them at home. You know what I mean? They've got this new young group. They got to rebuild the running back room. Y'all cheap ass didn't want to give a 3rd rounder for Breece Hall. You know what Breece Hall would do in this offense right now? Boy, I thank God they didn't do it. But yeah, y'all didn't want Breece Hall. You know what I mean? So it might be time for a little mini reset in Kansas City, man. Y'all might take a small step back these next 2-3 seasons so they just recoup. They just reorganize around Pat, then maybe they come back, man. But maybe this looks like the end of that first baby dynasty. I said all I had to say. This might be the end of that first act. Then, of course, like we just talked about, man, Patty can have his Tom Brady resurgence after a little bit of a reset. That's where it looks like we at. Let me see. Oh, Sensei, you didn't miss the spit. Girl, yeah. He spit on that man in 4K, high definition. Yeah, you can watch it in slow-mo and everything. Yeah. I missed that. Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, hey, J2 Trill know about it. Yeah, man. If y'all know about Bill Romanowski, boy, hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, that just goes to show how different football is now than it was back then, boy. Because I'm telling you, boy, there's guys then that, man, look. They wouldn't even let Bill Romanowski in anybody's building today, boy. My goodness. Hey, exactly. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Boy, y'all crazy. Exactly. Boy, I'm behind on some of these. Hey, that's another one, too. I ain't even think about that. Boy, ain't nobody spitting on Aaron Donald. Boy, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Aaron Donald's another one. But, man, I'm trying to tell you. Aaron Donald would have been out there snapping necks on live television, and there was nothing anybody was going to be able to do to stop him. He was going to break as many necks as he could until he got too tired to break another one, bro. He was going to have to just get tired. Aaron Donald was just going to have to get tuckered out from snapping the necks of grown men after he gets spit on. We're not going to stop him. We're not going to stop him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, they can't play around with it, boy. Rennie said that them Chiefs that lost their mojo. It's looking like it. Oh, y'all gonna tag George. You think so? Man, what's the tag on the receiver? 35? Jamar reset the receiver market at what? 40? Was it 40 or 40? Yeah, 40. Or 41. Because I think Myles Garrett signed for 40. And then Jamar Chase came right behind that and signed for like 40 and a half or something like, something like that. He's at 40. Because right now, like the high quality twos are getting 30. Devontae Smith in Philly, he's getting 30. No. He might be getting 25. They're getting somewhere 25 to 30. Because Jalen Waddle's getting like 25 to 30, 25, 28. I think Devontae Smith's somewhere around 28. T. Higgins, he's somewhere around 28, 30. You know what I'm saying? So I think that high grade number 2 money is somewhere right around 30. And the top guy getting 40. So yeah, that franchise still ain't cheap. And the thing about it though, that franchise tag, it goes straight to the cap. Like you don't get to play with it. It doesn't get the same benefits as like new money on the extension. So that's a hard hit to the cap. So if you franchise him at 35, that 35 is on the cap at full value. And don't forget, Dak's still getting 60 a year. Dak's still getting 60. Y'all already paid CD. You see what I'm saying? CD getting 35. You mean to tell me y'all wasn't going to give, because Michael wouldn't sign in Green Bay for 42. He was trying to get, I think they said he was trying to get 38. He was going to take 38 from the Cowboys. Jerry wanted to give him 35, like 34, 35. I think he wanted 38 because the top guys is getting 40. So he was going to take a little discount. You know what I'm saying? So he wouldn't give Micah 35. He going to give it to George? I don't know, cuz. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then also George, who say George want to play on that franchise? Man, George crazy ass might be like, man, y'all got me messed up, man. I ain't playing for less than 40. George might say, I'm not playing for less than 40. And I tell you what, somebody going to give it to him. I tell you that right now, somebody gonna give George them 40 that he want. For sure. You don't think Green Bay wants to give George Pickens 40? Christian Watkins is supposed to be George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? They went and got Christian Watkins so that he could be George Pickens. And his rookie deal coming up. So you mean to tell me I can re-sign and overpay probably Christian Watson to hope he turns into George Pickens? Or I can go get George Pickens right now for Jordan Love? Because Jordan Love ain't got nobody dependable to throw the ball to. They got rookie Matthew Golden. Shit, they already went and got Michael Parsons from Dallas. Man, shit, hey, man, somebody gonna get George Pickens $40 million, bro. And he gonna be worth every penny. He gonna be worth every penny. Hey, exactly, ZB. Exactly, bro. Yeah. So it's rough. Like they got to damn near win out. Hey man, air it down, man. Hey man, hey y'all can't be writing these. Y'all can't be writing these Chiefs obituary like that, man. He said it's a damn shame how them Chiefs went out. That's crazy. ZB said Danny Dimes and Jonathan Taylor gonna end the season for Kansas City. Oh yeah, they still gotta play the Colts. Now here's the thing though, ZB. I do like how that Chiefs defense matches up against the Colts because the Chiefs defensive line is a heavier defensive line. They got Chris Jones, he's lost a step. It's fair to say he's lost a step. Still good, but he's lost a step. He plays base end a lot of the time. Mike Dana, he's like 280 pounds. He's playing in. George Karlaftis is a good 270, 280. He's playing on the end as well. And then I forgot the other big boy they'd be putting in the middle next to Chris Jones sometimes. So like that's a very heavy defensive front just on the line itself. And then I love the linebackers. Now y'all know how I feel about Leo. Y'all know what's going on with Big Leo. And I'm coming around on Tranquil too. I've been telling y'all, man, hey, I'm fooling with Tranquil. And then Nick Bone's still there as well. I feel I'm talking about him last. I like him last. I mentioned him last. I did like him better than Tranquil, but now I've been focusing on Tranquil, and I'm starting to come around. But that's a solid group. And then, of course, the secondary is still strong. Cook, McDuffie, Jalen Watkins, unsung guy, but he plays good ball. He's aggressive. So I like that deep. And then also just Spags dialing it up. You know what I'm saying? So I do like Kansas City. I think Kansas City and that defense match up well against the Colts. I really do. And then even their offense, Sauce and Charvarius Ward. Is that Charvarius Ward over there? Is that Sauce and Charvarius Ward? Who's the other corner? I want to say it's Charvarius Ward, ain't it? Because I think after the Chiefs, he went to San Francisco. Then I think after San Francisco, he went to the Colts, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. I think that game's in Kansas City because y'all was talking about it at work the other day. So I think that game's in Kansas City. That's gonna be a tough game, but I think they got a shot in that one. Rennie said he got 3 sacks. Who? See, I'm too behind in my chat. My fault, y'all. I'm too behind in my chat. Ow, ZB, hell no. There's a real chance Brady goes into the Hall as a Buck. No effing way, dog. Hell no. Bill Belichick might have to retire a North Carolina Tar Heel before Robert Kraft let Brady not retire as a Patriot. Ain't no way. They gave Brady a statue. Didn't Brady got a statue out there? Didn't they bring Brady back to New England for like a statue reveal or something like that? They brought Brady back to New England for some type of celebration. I thought it was earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. If he don't have a statue, Rub and Tug Bob's going to build him a statue if he don't already got one. There's no way. Hell no. Because Rub and Tug Bob done already made it known, like, hey, look here, Tommy. Look here. All right? I sent Bill to North Carolina. He's not going to retire a Patriot. He's going to retire a Tar Heel. All right? Come on home. Yeah, Robert Kraft ain't letting the Buccaneers get that merchandise. Man, you know how much money Tom Brady's retirement and Hall of Fame induction, man, you know what the merchandising that's going to go on when it's time for Tom Brady to go in on that first ballot? Ain't no way Bobby Kraft ain't going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Hell no. And you know what? I think it's fair because I think it probably is fair to say that as far as him enjoying his time in that period, because you got to think about it as well. When he got to the Patriots, he was a baby. He was a pup. You know what I'm saying? And like, he wasn't a highly heralded guy. He was in the 6th round. He was the guy getting everybody's pads. He was the guy bringing all the snacks to the locker room. He was the guy getting cussed at when somebody else messed up, but he's the guy you can go off on. Like, all the things the coaches do. You know what I mean? He was that guy. So he got it out the mud in New England. So yeah, man, it was trial by fire. You know what I'm saying? But just like anything, like you got to temper steel in high heat. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get a blade and sometimes you get broken metal. You know what I'm saying? So he shook out, but it was still like like going through that process. And then of course, like yeah, so I can see that. Because like when he goes to Tampa Bay, he's grown now. He's out of his mama's house. For the first time in his life, he pays his own bills, he writes his own checks. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not dependent on Bill or Bob Kraft or the Patriot. Like he's his own man. He's established. He's solidified. He's his own name now. He's knocking off models everywhere he goes. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I can see that. And so now he goes, he's the man as soon as he walks in the building. Because that was the thing. He started from the bottom that when he finally did arrive, he wanted to be the guy. And Bill was like, no, you just still Tommy. He's like, no, I'm not Tommy no more, bro. I'm Mr. You can call me Tom or Mr. Brady. But Bill was still treating him like he's Tommy. Hey, man, y'all get Tommy and go sit down. He's like, man, hold on, man. I'm not still Tommy, dog. We not little no more. That's what he was going through. So, yeah, it's different. So I could definitely see it's more enjoyable. And just for the petty factor, because Tom is petty now. Don't be fooled. Knowing that he went and did it, knowing that he did what he did, was successful as he did, winning that ring, like that's his Kobe ring without Shaq. Because an argument that a lot of us make, because I make this argument, Shaq got 3 rings, Kobe got 2. Shaq was a part of Kobe's first 3. You know what I'm saying? Or Kobe was a part of Shaq's 3 rings, not the other way around. And then Kobe went and got 2. You know how important them 2 are without Shaq? That's what the Bucs ring is for Tom Brady. It's his Kobe ring without Shaq. You know what I'm saying? That's his Kobe ring without Shaq. So yeah, no, he definitely, I think he does enjoy it because of where he was in life, his position, the way, you know what I'm saying? He went in this building, had his ass kicked for the first time in his life. Everybody was falling over themselves to do whatever they could. Oh shit, it's Mr. Brady. Coffee, Mr. Brady. Water, Mr. Brady. You know what I mean? Non-dairy, Greek fat, avocado ice cream, Mr. Brady. Anything you want. You know what I'm saying? For the first time. So yeah, I don't doubt that he did enjoy it more. And then like I said, that petty factor as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing when you break up with your ex, you can only do better or worse. You can only do better or worse. And so it's always best to be the one who's looked at as doing better. He won the relationship. That's how Tom Brady feels. He won that relationship. So hell yeah, he enjoys it. Hell yeah, he enjoys it. My dog Miles said, man, y'all better slow down, man. The Chiefs always got a chance. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. Andy and Patty Spags, but Andy got, when Patty has Andy and Spags behind them, yeah, they got, y'all never gonna be too far out the mix. Y'all never gonna be too far out the mix or too far out the mix for too long. J2 Trill said they're gonna tear that whole roster apart to make sure they can keep Pickens. Boy, hey, y'all better worry about getting Quinnen Williams some bread. Because he signed a deal with the Jets, I want to say 2 years ago. I want to say he signed a 4-year contract with the Jets. They did re-up him, I want to say 2 years ago. But now, you know how that is. That don't mean nothing. I'm in a new city, I need new money. And he gonna be able to hold Jerry hostage as well. Because Jerry and his Michael Parsons fiasco backfired. Right, that backfired. Y'all paid old Diggy Zuhauser. I'm getting close to saying his name right, cuz. Y'all paid old Diggy Zuhauser, who's your mama. You paid him like 25, so he's overpaid, and he's the 3rd tackle now. But he got cashed out. Right? So Quinnen gonna want some more bread. No, you know what? Y'all might got some money, because y'all finna let go of Trayvon Diggs. Y'all finna let go of Trayvon Diggs for sure. But then y'all paid DeRyan Bland. So y'all still spending money. I don't know where y'all gonna find the money at, cuz I ain't gonna lie. They got too many projects to take on pick. Hey, maybe. But we'll make it work. I'll tell you right now. For 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns, shit. We'll figure it out. Somebody will figure it out. I'll tell you right now. I know they will. But we had Antonio Brown in our locker room for 10 years. Y'all didn't even know he was a problem. Boy, y'all thought he was a Huxtable. The league thought Antonio Brown was a Huxtable for 10 years. And you know what he did? 1,515 touchdowns a year, and y'all didn't even know he was crazy. Y'all didn't even know he was batshit crazy until the end. Y'all just found out, because that's what I'm saying. 1,515 touchdowns to change a lot of people's minds about you. We'll figure it out. But 1,515 touchdowns, boy, we'll figure it out until you start to get a little older. And then maybe we'll be like, all right, now we can finally let you out the building. And then everybody see how crazy AB was. So, hey, even if George Pickens like that, he the right age to be that crazy. Because I tell you right now, it's 31 teams that they can say what they want to. They'll take that 1,515 touchdowns. Hey, he said watching Chris Jones cry. Hey, he be dropping some fat ass tears, dog. They got clips of Chris Jones crying in slow motion, and I swear his tears fall out his eyes like pebbles, dog. Like they be like full flip, like they look heavy. Chris Jones' tears look heavy, bruh. Hey, come on, hey man, I ain't do it. That's the chat. I told them to slow down on your Chiefs, dog. I ain't do it. Hey man, no, I ain't forgot. Hey, we ain't forgot. Hell no. No, we ain't forgot. Rubber Tub Bob, man. He was down there in Florida. He was down there in South Beach getting yanked on, man. We ain't forgot about it. Just because Goodell in the state of Florida chose to erase the tapes, right? Boy, I was going to say something. I ain't going to say nothing to get my page took down, boy, because he might be on the wrong list. Rubbing Tub Bob, we don't know whose list Rubbing Tub Bob on. Because he was down there in South Florida getting yanked on, boy. And you know what's crazy? When that was going on, Florida has some style of like Public Information Act. Bro, they was going to be able to release that footage because he's on tape. He's on tape getting yanked on in Florida, man. They was going to have to release the footage was going to be admissible to trial. Those tapes were going to play. Bob, Rubbing Tub Bob, and a handful of other billionaire friends, some of them also on those same tapes, they threatened to pull their businesses out of the state of Florida. That's how the case went away. Him and about 3 other billionaire friends was like, boy, we wish you would play them tapes. And see if we don't shut down see if we don't shut down South Beach. And it went away that fast, boys. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Rubbing Tub Bob. He gonna be Rubbing Tub Bob if I'm talking about him. Because I ain't forgot, boy. I ain't forgot. Hell no. And I ain't saying don't get rubber tugged on, cuz I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your money. You got $1 billion, you get $1 billion tugs. But I don't want to see you. I don't want you out here walking around like ain't no smut on your name, though. Especially when I got Josh Gordon career stole because he's smoking weed in his free time, and they took that man's career from him. You see what I'm saying? So when players are held to this type of standard, Jim Irsay from the Colts, now he just passed away. I ain't gonna say nothing ill about the dead, actually. I'm gonna take that away. But he had his own demons as well. You know what I'm saying? But when the players are held to such a high standard, the GM in Arizona getting DUIs every other week, when the players are held to such a high standard, and then we got the billionaires like Rubbing Tub Bob down there in somebody's South Florida basement. I hope, man, look, yeah, I'm leaving it alone. But yeah, no, I ain't forgot. Hell yeah. What he said? It ain't Odiggy Hoosier. Odiggy Zoo. Oh, Odiggy Zua. Boy, you sure? I could have swore it was something like Who's Your Mama. Remember, there was TJ Who's Your Mama, and then Odiggy Hoosier. I thought they was cousins or something. It's the same name, ain't it? They got to be cousins. They got to be some type of cousins, bro. I don't know. If they not cousins, yeah, they cousins. They third cousins though, twice removed, uncle side. Yeah, something like that. I read it. Nah, I lied. I made it up in case somebody believed me. I made it up, but it sounded good. Man, look, we did a lot of talking, and we didn't talk about a lot of games, but we're running out of time. But I do want to talk about one game in particular because it was another big story. Here we go. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Chicago and Minnesota game before we get out of here, man. Now, the game itself, not overly exciting or anything like that, right? Chicago does end up winning the game, 19-17. But the bigger story for me in this one is Nashawn Wright. So Nashawn Wright or you know what? Let me put this up. Nashawn Wright is a cornerback for the Bears. He had a damn impressive interception in the end zone defending Jordan Addison up the left sideline. And he goes up and makes a fantastic interception in the end zone against Nashawn Wright. And then he has a very emotional moment in the end zone right there. And you know, it was emotional. Boom, boom, boom. So if you're not aware, there was another death right in the football world. So head coach and current athletic director John Bean, but he was most famous for being head coach of Laney College, is a JUCO out in Oakland, and they were on Last Chance U. If y'all familiar with that TV series, where it they've had a couple iterations of that show where they track JUCO coaches and JUCO teams and show what it is or what that side of college football is like. So they were on one of those seasons. I think it's the 2020 season, if I'm not mistaken, right? Laney College. They were the JUCO national champions, I want to say, in 2018. So Nashawn Wright is a corner from the Bears. He played for Coach John Bean at Laney College in JUCO. Him and his brother, Rejon Wright. His brother is also a corner in the league for the Saints. And so Nashawn Wright and Rejon Wright, brothers and both corners, both in the league. That's hard. Matter of fact, that's dope. That's super dope. You know what I mean? You and your brother play the same position and both in the league together. That's crazy, right? But they played for him. Well, he was murdered this past Friday, the 14th. He was actually shot. He was on campus, and a man came to campus. It wasn't an accident. Like, it was an intentional act. Dude came up to him and shot him and unalived him. You know what I'm saying? Right there in his office, I think, on campus. So, and I haven't seen, I know they released the name of the guy. I think he's a 27-year-old man from the area. But I don't believe he was a former player. And so I'm not sure what the connection was between the guy and coach and athletic director John Bean. But nah, man, this was still, just nobody wants to hear stuff like this or stories like this, for sure. And it was a very emotional moment for Nashawn Wright. And I did want to talk about it as well, man. Just get some presents, condolences, and those type of things, man, to anybody, any player affected, anybody, a player or family or friend of that man, John Beam as well, man. Thoughts and considerations to you for sure. But he, in addition to the two brothers, the Wright brothers in the league right now, he also had a couple other NFL style players. Now, some of these names won't be easily identifiable, but the one that was one of the more recognizable names is C.J. Anderson. So I don't know if y'all remember running back C.J. Anderson in the league. He's retired now. I remember him from the Broncos. And you know what? Yeah, I think he was on that Broncos team that won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and Von Miller and the no-fly zone, that defense. He was one of the lead running backs on that Broncos team and that ended up winning the Super Bowl. He also played for John Beam at this Laney College JUCO. And so, a tragedy. We never want to see anything like that happen. And then, of course, man, it goes to show the type of impact that coaches can have on you, man. And it's real, dog. You know what I mean? Because when people say like football is family, we talked about that type of thing on the show. And I ain't gonna get carried away, man. Y'all know I get into my feels, man, and we get to talk. We ain't gonna go that hard on it, man. But I did want to recognize his life, man, his contribution to the game. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about everybody that play football. Obviously, is not going to the league, but you still carry with you like those memories, those lessons learned. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's tons of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get on the box tonight. It's already late, so I ain't gonna get on my soapbox too much. But there's tons of lessons and just things that stick with you. You know what I'm saying? When you do have that opportunity, man, to play ball. You know what I mean? To have a good quality coach. You know what I'm saying? In your life that affected you. You know what I'm saying? So like man, my dog Miles in here. Man, our defensive coordinator Joe Fo. And not to say everything was always smooth with Joe Fo. You know what I'm saying? But I respected him. And I learned shit a lot from Joe Fo, man. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing about Joe Fo I respected, bro, hey, and no, I ain't gonna say I learned it from Joe Fo, but what I appreciate about him is that same as me, and the way I was raised, brought up, man, ain't nobody bigger than the conversation. Man, you can go in Joe Fo. Man, I'd have went in Joe Fo office, man. We done almost came to blows, boy. Cause I had to get something off my chest. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, and Jody told us that too. He's like, hey, look here, man. Like, when we on, like, I'm the guy. I'm the general. So I'm going to give orders. And that ain't the time for you to bark back. Because I'm going to have to shut that down. I'm not going to not be the general. And I'm not talking verbatim. But what he did say, and I took him serious. I don't know if anybody else took him serious. But he said, you got something we need to work out, man. Come to the office. We'll close the door. We could yell, we could fight, we could cuss, we'll cry, we'll hug. Shit, I believed him. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I don't know about Mal. I don't know about Chop. I don't know about Coop. I don't know about my dog Tom. You know what I'm saying? My brothers I played. I don't know about everybody else. But shit, he told me that. Shit, hey, I believed him. Man, I'd have went in there and closed the door, man. I'd have had some words. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we'll hug it out. We'll cry it out. We'll dap it out. Shit, I see you at practice. Shit, all right, coach. Yeah, you know, so like, man, yeah. So I respect it, man. So John Beam, seeing the reaction that Nashawn Wright had, you know what I mean? If I don't know, and I don't know, I didn't know that man's name until this news broke. Without knowing anything about this man, seeing how he affected Nashawn Wright all these years later, because this is JUCO. Nashawn Wright left JUCO and then went to, I'm assuming, a D1 program. Then he was there for a year or 2 or 3. Then he went to the league. He's been in the league for 2-3 years. You know what I mean? So seeing how the effect that Coach John Beam had on him from his JUCO days, seeing the effect and where he held that man, that tells me everything I need to know about Coach John Beam, bro. You was one of them ones, big dog, and I respect it. And salute to you. Condolences to your family, to your loved ones, to your players, your friends, your wife, your family, your kids, all of that, man. Condolences. And we're going to sign out with that, man. But I did want to give him a shout out and just say, just it's sad that I hate that we keep having to have this type of news. Marshawn, Kneeland, Kyren, Lacy. You know what I'm saying? John Beam now. You know what I mean? And these are guys who losing their life to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't even want to say gun violence, but, and not to say there's different circumstances for John Beam than it is for Kyren, Lacy, and Marshawn, Kneeland. Everybody has their own demons. You know what I'm saying? But still, man, that's three guys in this greater football community. You know what I mean? And that's 3 too many, and it's damn sure 3 too soon. You know what I mean? So I did want to say some words for head coach John Brown, man. Shout out to you, man. And like I said, man, and I don't know what nobody believe, and I ain't gonna tell nobody to believe the right or wrong thing. That ain't my business. But what I can tell you is, big dog, man, I hope you find peace. I hope you rest in power. I hope you find love on the other side, man. Whatever your other side is, for sure. And just like that, we gonna sign out, man. But before we do, y'all know we gotta do this real member roll call, man. So right now, fresh out the door. Oh, yeah, hey, my dog, man. In the building, man. Number one, D-Dot in the building, man. Big Nation Business in the building. Y'all know how we rocking, man. Held it down with me, man. I appreciate your homeboy. Mom Dukes is in here, of course, as always, telling everybody to have a blessed show. You know, we appreciate it. Let me see who else in the building. Sis came in the building as well, holding it down. I appreciate you. Rini in the building as well. I appreciate you. I'm looking for you. Favorite co-worker, man, ZB in the building. If you didn't know, now you know. You better pay attention when Sean Tucker's getting the ball, man. Shout out to my dog ZB, who put that on everybody's mind on Sunday. Called it before it happened. He said Sean Tucker was going to go crazy. Shout out to my dog ZB. J2 Trill in the building for sure. Holding it down for them Cowboys, man. I appreciate you today, big dog. Already, I'm looking for you. My dog Derpy in this thing, man. Bang, bang, still a game, man. He know what's going on, man. Derpy, what's going on, big dog? We in this thing for sure. Let me see. I'm looking for the rest of y'all, man. Did I get my dog Pretty Tony the Barber? Matter of fact, shout out my dog Pretty Tony the Barber. I'm here to tell you right now, Prospect and Precision Paint. You got paint, you got drywall, you got home renovation. My dog's in the greater Atlanta metro area, but it's 2025. He can get to you, man. Planes, trains, and automobiles. We can get to you anywhere in the country, man. Holla at my dog. It's Prospect and Precision across all social media platforms. Like I said, man, holla at my dog, man. See what them quotes is hitting for. Treat yourself, man. You tired of looking at them old ass walls in your kitchen. You tired of watching TV with that chipped ass paint on your TV wall, man. You know what I mean? Holla at my dog and get yourself together. For sure. And the rest of y'all, I'm looking. I think I feel bad because I know I missed a couple of y'all. Mom signed us off anyway. Told us it was a great show as always. And just like that, we're gonna ride out. And y'all know what's coming. Get yourself prepared because we say the same thing every week. If I forgot to say your name, damn, hey, my bad. But charge it to my head. And don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you, big dog. Appreciate all the love and support as always, man. Glad y'all got it here. Man, fun night tonight, man. I don't even know if we talked about all the games, man, but we had good conversation, if nothing else, man. And that's what, just fun, friendly football community, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all know what time it is. We will be back Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. to Sunday Fun Day. Morning football pregame show, man. Tell a friend. Come tap in with your dog, man. Best in the land. We're going to do it like that. And until Sunday, I'll see you. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.